Hello friends! The time is ticking. It's time to get the gifts wrapped. Today is the 21st and I have to get these things ready to go under the tree. I will be spending the 22nd and 23rd driving, so I need to do what I can with the hours I have. It is a chaos. I haven't even started yet. This is just gathering stuff. Let's get some big things out of the way first. As I was going through I have an old vacuum cleaner box that I keep my tubes of paper in. It rolls of paper in, and it's exactly the right size, and it's collected things over the years that it probably needs to be sorted through. But in amongst there, I found some gift bags that are perfect for this. I have no tags. I have a bin full of Christmas cardstock, and I could easily make tags. I have craft colored cardstock that I could cut out and make a nice tag shape. I could put it on my Cricut and get a fancy tag shape, and then put a slip of pretty cardstock on top of it and make them really beautiful and glitzy. But do you think I've got time to do that? Do you think I thought of this ahead of time? No, I just found out now. So come down to the table and wrap with me. First off, I have a couple of big bags. These are from the dollar store years and years and years ago, and I've just kept them and reused them. That's what the purpose of a gift bag is, in my opinion, is to use it as many times as you can. They're still in fantastic condition. It's not like they get abused by being tossed around or anything. I just get my kids to leave them with me when they go home, and I can use them again. And it's just burlap. It is lined inside a little bit, so it's softer. Now, these are gifts from Dan's mom to Dan and I. We obviously know what they are, but let's wrap them and put them under the tree. Over many years of Christmas, I have mellowed. I used to be a Christmas tree perfectionist. I had to, you know, if I watched my kids decorate the tree, I would grab the ornament and I would move it. If I watched my ex-husband move or decorate the tree, I would come by later and move an ornament, or look at all the gaps and tidy things up. I've gotten beyond that, and the way I did it was more unsettling than helpful, for sure. It would cause a fight, and you don't want to be fighting at Christmas over something as silly as whether the ornament's on the left of the tree or the right of the tree. I quickly learned to I had to sit back, and I would hand out the ornaments, and I would put the lights on or the draped of the beads, but I had to sit back and just let the imperfection happen. It's about the joy of Christmas, right? Not about whether the tree is perfect. That was a hard lesson for me to get, but my kids learned it along beside me, and Christmas got easier from then on. There were many years that we would go to Grandma's house, and we would have Christmas dinner with the whole family, and I never was the host or hostess. So one Christmas morning, my son woke up, and it was, you know, just during the Harry Potter movies had recently come out, and my son was down in the bathroom, sicker than a dog, and it was funny because you hear him, slugs. Reminiscent of Ron Weasley's broken magic wand, where he ended up pointing the spells he was casting back on himself. Slugs. Our Christmases have had their fair share of sicknesses. My daughter was in brownies, I guess, or Girl Guides when she was young, and of course, the Girl Guides or the Brownies, whatever it was, the group was involved in the Santa Claus parade. Well, they all had a sleepover, and the group leader was a friend of mine, and she called me in the morning. She said, Krista hasn't been feeling very good. And she seems okay, but she's really sluggish, and she's just not feeling her chipper, cheerful self. What do you want to do? So we put her on the float, and it was, you know, she would have been out there walking normally. That would have been a child running and dancing and shaking hands and handing out candy canes, and you know, she would have been that active little kid acting so happy-go-lucky. And instead, we ended up, she sat on the float and she rode along the whole time. We took her home. And so this was, you know, 10 days before Christmas. And she had come down with chicken pox, and we didn't know it because it was just leading up to it. By the time she got home, she had her first mark, and all of the kids had chicken pox for Christmas. When my youngest one was just about 2, on December 10th, he was running through the house and he stepped on one of those little tykes, or Little People, the Fisher-Price Little People bus. He stepped on that as he was running through the house, and as if a child was jumping on a skateboard, but he was 2. And he wiped out, he broke his femur. You know, the biggest bone in the body, and this kid broke his femur 2 weeks before Christmas. He was in traction for 13 days, and we got him home just in time for Christmas. So that's another year that we had Christmas injuries, Christmas illnesses. I'm gonna wrap this one. This is coming next. We'll do that one next. I gotta wrap this one before my husband comes downstairs. There was one year we were hosting. We didn't usually host because we had a house full of little kids, and all the other grandkids were a little older. But we ended up hosting, and with a sick child. Just woke up in the morning and he started yakking. So we ended up calling all the family and telling them, you know what, we've got a sick kid here. You don't have to come if you don't want to. They all came. Every one of them showed up, and I just felt like, okay, if you're sick tomorrow, it's not from my food. It's not food poisoning. It's because of my kid. And that took a big weight off of my mind. I was worried about, you know, how rarely I hosted. I was worried about providing healthy food for these guests. It worked out. I don't think anybody got sick, but I sure was worried about it. Okay, this one here is some homemade Play-Doh for my granddaughter. It is the website I got it from is called I Heart Nap Time. I was looking for a very specific recipe, and she had it on her website, so that was exactly what I wanted. This is Easter grass. I just want to do something silly with this package because I'm putting just clear cellophane on it, and I don't even have bows right now to put on it. I've got ribbon down in my studio. I'll have to go do that. I used to use this recipe when I was doing home daycare with my kids. I did that for 5 years. And it's a flour and salt recipe, but it also has cream of tartar and some vegetable oil, and it makes the best Play-Doh, homemade Play-Doh that you could ever have. We used to do it with Kool-Aid packets to create the flavor or the fragrancing and the coloring, but here in Canada you can't get Kool-Aid anymore. So these are just food coloring instead, but she'll have fun with it just the same. This was actually a requested gift. My son asked my other son to get Play-Doh for his daughter, and my eldest son said, "No, get Mom to make it. She makes the best Play-Doh." So he remembers it from the daycare days. My younger son doesn't. He was 5 when I quit doing daycare. I had 3 kids at home. Paying for a babysitter would have been ridiculous. And it was 5 years, 5 or 6 years I did it. 5 years for sure. Now I gotta put a tag on this one. I did a bunch of handmade gifts this year. I did some guest soaps I shared on the channel, on my videos, and I did some bath steamers, and oh, this is coming untied. I've taken a little break, and I went through the box of wrapping again, and I came across one of these folding bows where you pull on the skinny strings out of the middle, and this thing becomes a bow. So I've got a bow to put on this cellophane package. That'll do. It's not very Christmassy. It's white, but it won't matter. It's wrapped. That's what I'm most concerned about, is that it's wrapped and it looks pretty. Most of my other gift wrapping, I'm not really overly concerned with how pretty they are. I could be going through that Christmas tree perfectionist thing and have a gift wrapping perfectionist streak, but I am not going to subject myself to that much stress again over Christmas. Christmas is supposed to be fun. So I've double tied that, and I've got lots of ribbon. So what I do is I cut these about halfway. Is it halfway? Just about halfway. Doesn't have to be perfect. Like I said, we're avoiding the Christmas tree perfection, or the Christmas perfectionism. And I'm just going to wrap that around and add some extra strings to this. And then I'm going to curl the ribbons. Did you have fancy gift wrapping on your presents when you were a kid? I tend to go with much more subdued, even like plain brown paper or plain fabric bag. My kids had a good Christmas when they were young. They had lots of things, but I didn't go over crazy with the bling. You know what? I don't wear a lot of jewelry. I don't wear a lot of makeup. I don't wear, pretty earrings. I don't have a fancy house. I think I just don't put a lot of bling in anything. The way that it comes is the best for me. So that'll do. Now, this is just a box. If you haven't tried these steaks from Walmart, you're missing out. They are called Black River steaks. They're actually a cross rib steak, which is a marinating steak. But these are delicious. They're marinated and frozen in their marinade in individual pouches. And they're only the size of a deck of cards. And that's the size we should be eating for our portions. But they are so soft. My daughter never liked steak until she started eating these. And now she just loves steak. So what I'm doing with this, I'm wrapping the box so that it can be reused. It's going to be a shirt box when I'm done with it. So it went from a box that steaks came in to a reusable gift box. Now I'm just going to make a sticker to go on top of this. This is easy to remove later if it's got somebody's name on it. So this year, this box is going to be used for my daughter-in-law. There, another package to go under the tree. I'm not in a hurry, and that probably shows in my video. Gift wrapping is not something I do quickly. I take my time. I'm not going to make you sit around and watch me. I'm going to set you free. I'm going to put on some Christmas music and I'm going to continue wrapping and get this task done. I hope you all have a Merry Christmas or whatever holiday it is you celebrate. And I hope to see you next time. Take care, guys.